drinking in the black box.
Not yet, not yet.
No, I don't. It's filming. Hey, FET, this is poetry.
Wait, do that again?
No, put it there. Hi, FET, this is poetry. I do not. Okay, face towards, yup.
And that's Claire.
Don't be careful.
Claire looks so lovely in the spotlight.
Watching poetry!
Yeah!
If you hear something you like, a little snack, maybe a little golf clap, maybe a little clap. Slot 2 submissions due October 8th. Slot 2 voting is on October 11th. No drinking in the black box. Stand up next week!
Damn, she hit that.
Ooh, don't hurt him.
Yo.
Hello, fellow robbers. These two bozos, Liz and Naya, on 3, robbery. 1, 2, 3, robbery!
This is a whole ass sonnet.
You know what I'm saying? This is a motherfucking robbery! It's me, When the door snapped open and the screaming started, I was pretty sure I was gonna die. Being a bank teller doesn't really come with a lot of risk. You never think your bank is the next bank the crazies want to rob, until it is, I guess. Being a bank teller doesn't really come with a lot of risk, which is exactly why my father and his father before him, and his father before him, and before him, before him, so they've all been bank tellers themselves. Our middle names might have all been Danger, but the bank's boys are big on the 3 S's. Stay inside, stay boring, stay safe. Yes, my name is Teller Danger Banks IV. An inherited name, an inherited job, an inherited face that Mom used to say is such a spin image of Grandpa Banks II. And maybe it sometimes feels like nothing's really mine at all. A job, a name, a face, what parts of me exist that haven't been someone else's first? I'm 11, and I've just gotten back from school bragging about how all the other kids love my sick as hell middle name. My big ass dad comes in and explains that it's actually his middle name too. It was his first. I'm 11, sitting there thinking, okay, so what came first then? The bank teller or Teller Banks? And when those doors snapped open and the screaming started, I was pretty sure I was gonna die. And all I could think about was the miser's dream. I'm 11 again, watching late night TV way past my bedtime, and a man with a silk top hat and a flowing purple cape is speaking to me over the crackle of the night. Look behind here, just over here, and look, over here. And out of nowhere, he pulls coin after coin after coin, gold coins that caught the light and shimmered and suspended, like time itself was stopping for this man with a silk hat and flowing cape. And then, with a true showman's voice, he said to me, right to me, he said, now that was the miser's dream. You can learn that and more if you call now and order my DVD special, Teller's Super Secret Tricks to Magic. I'm Teller, and this has been the Magic Hour. I'll see you next week. I'm sitting cross-legged with my jaw in my absolute fucking lap because 1, the guy just literally bent space and time and pulled money out of the rift, and 2, Teller. His name was Teller. I became obsessed. I saved up my allowance for weeks to buy an outfit just like his, practiced for months to shift my voice to a showman's lilt just like his, because he was a teller too, but not a bank teller, no, his own teller, a new teller. My father, Teller Danger Banks III, of course, thought this was all just nonsense. He made sure to tell me so. He was hoping, praying, begging that this silly magic shit was just a phase, but he couldn't have been more wrong. This was it for me. How I broke the Teller Banks bank teller curse. How I became Teller, just Teller, the magician. Except then, Teller Danger Banks III died. He was hit by a car on his way home from work. I guess being boring sometimes can save you. I was in my 20s then, still really trying to break into the magic scene. But after Dad's accident, I knew it was over for me. I needed to follow in the Banks boys' footsteps, continue in the Banks boys' destiny. I had this bank, and I've been here ever since. I hung up my silk hat, retired my flowing purple cape, put away my cards, folded my hand. Teller danger banks the fourth, bank teller extraordinaire. But then, the door snapped open, and the screaming started. Masked figures waving weapons in the air, and I was pretty sure I was gonna die. I was pretty sure I was gonna die without ever having even really lived. Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that just ridiculous? I throw myself down behind the counter, my heart beats in my ears, thudding, slamming against my pulse, and my breath is coming in these wheezing pants, and I'm praying to whatever's out there that I'll make it through this somehow, some way, and I can stay here, stay hidden, stay safe. But from far away, I hear a familiar whisper, a showman's whisper. I think about all the tricks I never perfected, all the shows I never sold out, the miser's dream, a silk top hat, hanging within the depths of my closet, longed for, but forgotten. All the years I wasted here doing some bullshit inherited duty that I never even gave 2 fucks about. And suddenly, stay inside, stay boring, stay safe sounds like the most pathetic, idiotic thing I've ever possibly heard. Because maybe to actually live my life, I have to really live it. I'm trembling from head to toe as I hear the robbers shouting orders, civilians gasping for help. I'm trembling as I move to stand up from my place behind the counter, trembling as I push myself to my feet, but the trembling stops when a nearby security guard puts one hand on his own weapon and grabs his radio with the other. He barks in a rough voice, "We need backup to Washington 73rd, I repeat, backup, danger!" And I say, well, I say, danger. Danger's my middle name.
Growing up, I was always the joke. Even before I discovered the truth was not really true, and whatever untruth I had learned or thought I had learned was simply one of their lies. When I really think about it, it all started with my first cup of coffee. I remember it like it was yesterday. Growing up in Spanish Harlem, we were surrounded by café busteros. Café bustelo in our bodegas, café bustelo sitting on our windows, café bustelo decorating bakery tails, café bustelo in our homes. If only my neighbors knew, if only I knew. Dangers hidden in café bustelo's packaging. Innocuous, yellow and red packaging, women sipping from mugs with red stripes, wearing red sweaters. So innocuous, right? So innocent, right? No one would suspect the real danger hidden in the epsilon. Fifth letter of the Greek alphabet, 4th and 9th letters in café bustelo, just off by 1, 4, 5, 9, 10. Just enough to keep people off the trail. Search around the letters in café bustelo, you get felt obsquia. Yeah, something feels real obscure there. The epsilon, set so arbitrarily small, yet it creates fields, determines limits, describes elasticity, and ranks stars. The epsilon, small enough to hide under its own weight across space and time, but whose field is not large enough to completely obscure the truth. I followed epsilon circles through statistics, calculus, real analysis, Huxley's Brave New World, computer science, physics, chemistry, and astronomy, feeling its waves crash through Hong Kong, Ulaanbaatar, Thespes, Vienna, Neva, and Delphi. I learned how to see through their lies, lying hidden in plain sight, beneath radiating ripples undulating again and again, that which underpins reality. Perched on a 90th Street fire escape between 2nd and 3rd Ave, I heard sang a Western tanager. Passing only when epsilon crested, I received the message. It's him, Asterion, tracking Tanager's trajectory through cities, skies, and lakes, anticipating them by months, hours, years, seconds. I finally found it. Meandering tangential migrations through Ur, Harappa, Varanasi, Port-au-Prince, Nassau, Baltimore, now New York. Each migration a crest and tro in epsilon's oscillation. A new red or yellow feather on Tanager's body, a new cup of coffee brewed by women in red sweaters, each on a different path, terminating with Asterion. With each step I've taken on Tanager's path, its hymn Asterion grows louder and louder, and epsilon's ripples more menacing. Chanting, chants exalting Asterion compounded, echoes emerging from Bitcoin, deep sea oil wells, and Daegarias, Sudanese paramilitaries, Antarctic sea banks, English antenna repair shops, Saharan caravans. Following this orange path, I found myself at this bank, at this very bank, surrounded by one sound, one word, one melody, Asterion. I don't know what clients, investors, analysts, executives, or tellers are Asterion, but I know Asterion senses me. Asterion, the one who inhabits their labyrinth of untruths, lies, and ripples. Asterion, the one who guards the very labyrinth I've dedicated myself to mapping. Asterion, whose end marks the beginning. Asterion, the creature whose head and tail is a bulb, a body is man. Asterion is the full your form, your true form, or a mask. Asterion Asterion, only you could have made the lights disappear caught under a blanket of lies. Asterion, is this heist supposed to be another twist in your labyrinth? Did you seriously think prop weapons and actors screaming could shake me? Did you really think I wouldn't notice this stage we stand on, the audience spectating? Oh, Asterion, Asterion. I don't migrate according to Epsilon's ripples, crest, or trows. That I've spun into thread Tanninger's red and yellow feathers to mark my path, and Epsilon's waves or whatever walls form your labyrinth, I will fly like Tanninger, leaving my own weight.
Damn it! Maybe I should have listened to the fucking liberals. I was just trying to get into my vault when the screaming first happened. I should have known better maybe than to come to this bank. After all, the security guard looks a little ghostly, and Teller Banks, the ironic bank teller, spends more time clowning than watching out for danger or whatever. But God, I've been coming here since I was a teenager, since I broke myself out of my house and built up my following with videos of the doctrine, when I maybe don't even believe it. When I became a politician, I told myself I'd find a better place to do my money laundering, but I never got around to it, and fuck, look at me now. I am about to die. Me, Marjorie, a mother of 3, a girl who brought up by her bootstraps, by her one cover to make you. Me? Then again, maybe I would have done the same if I had really needed it. Maybe if my son had been born when I was even younger, if his father had left us, or if my father had been meaner. Maybe if I'd not found a following, the doctrine to believe in, maybe in another world, this could have been me too. And that younger robber, that boy, he really looks like I could have been his mother. He reminds me of my child who could have been him. Maybe he's not after me, maybe just the money to pay for school or a medical bill or something stupid even. Maybe he feels the way I felt at his age because, you know, I was young when it first happened. The feeling that I needed to claw myself out of my skin and back into someone else's, that I couldn't be as I was when I felt akin to an alien, a monster, a stranger outside of her brother. I was young when it first happened, when I felt like I didn't belong, like I needed a person I didn't have, like no one was there the way they should have been, like I was alone in a world that didn't want me. I was young when it first happened, when I found my own doctrine, built my own empire of hate and destruction, cried tears of power rather than need, and maybe he just needs me. I am a mother. I could be his mother. I could take him home and love him, and he could be apart from all of this. He could play with the dog and have a safe place and not feel the need to put himself in danger here. I could have fixed this, but I wouldn't really have. I've been so tangled up in the money and the politics, I didn't see the people and the obvious ways in which everyone else is suffering. And now as I lay down my life for the money and the misconstrued freedom, I have only one thing to say. I let you down, and I let myself down too. This isn't right, but neither was I, and I hope I will see you all better off on the other side.
Mad dog, mad dog, mad dog. That is who I am, not too smart, but my foot becomes a pedal and I bullet pass, I'm sharp as nails. Smart dog, no, wrong. I am mad dog. Mad dog, mad dog, mad dog. Not trained, ain't even got a license, but you know who I am. Don't know my left from right, but when we push and pass, I have to make a turn like the mad dog I am, I'm drifting. Not screeching to a stop, and mad dog knows where to go. Mad dog, I know you know who I am. My name, Mad Dog, MD, my design, just as God intended. Abandoned like mad dogs get. You know how it goes, mad dog, mad dog. I'm the one that sits outside, hard to a leash, alley pole, mad dog, mad dog, mad dog. My name, just as God intended. Pick me up off the corner. Dust me off, put some new shoes on me. What's your name? Wrong answer. It's revealed to me a truth. Mad dog, you know who you are. Sometimes you stay, sometimes you go, but you never leave, mad dog. Turned up machine, mad dog. Keys hit the ignition and you go fast. Got it? And I got it. Mad dog's got it. Mad dog. You stay, you go, but you never leave. Turned up machine, you hear the whistles blow and sirens grow, so you boom off, just like mad dog. That's me, I'm just like that. I'm told to go off and I'm off, but never gone. Mad dog is mad, not stupid. Say that a couple times over. Mad dog, not stupid, just never leaving. Not stupid, just never leaving. Not stupid, never leaving, never leaving. Always staying, always going. Mad dog, never leaving, never stupid. Always pushing. Something so freeing about being a mad dog. The wheels and I'm running, always punching the ground, always and forever they say, never stop. Stopping is for the ill-mannered, not me. Mad dog goes so fast you can't even see the start. Never leaving, always staying, never stopping, always punching. Some say you're born like this. Dad, you gotta be crazy. And I'm a mad dog, I'm a go-getter. And I went there, there was no made for this. Hell, I trained for this. My grip, my strike, never leaving, always staying, always pushing, nothing, always just repeat. Mad dog. You get to a point as a mad dog where you stop learning. And your education is taught in drills. Always nothing new, same old roots. It's seldom just a breed sometimes. It's poison, the screaming, the lights, the graphite that flies. It's a rush. You don't even feel your heart beating or know where your friends are or who's alive because you gotta go and before you know it, you're at the line again. They made me love this shit, them. The same people that cheered for you act so dauntingly when you ask to die, when you ask to call it quits. These thoughts run this alley. Outside it, I'm just a drilled pup, a cautionary tale for when you listen too closely. How easily you become someone's mad dog. Say that a couple times. Mad dog. How easily you become someone's mad dog. What happens when your feet go off the pedal? Stop from pushing, finally leaving. I heard you go mad. Mad like someone's mad dog.
Waiting for the face ID. Welcome to the party, man. Catch the thrill in my voice as I tell you this epic tale. This saga of redemption and hope and... Wow, you really can't hear the alarms in here. Oh, God. Oh, I can't do this. I've been stressed the fuck out all day. If my blood pressure rises in the IS, they're gonna have to send out a flood warning. Blood pressure, more like flood I mean, it's not like it's my fault the robbery's happening. I have one security guard who closes his eyes for a couple hours and eats a really good sandwich, and I'm surprised we haven't been robbed more. How was I to know? The big white man I'd never seen before parked a few blocks from here that held the little adults dressed in dark robes and peculiar matching suffocating sweaters in the dead of July heat. What's leaving me here? Sprawled out the corner of the musty staff lounge, wearing my emergency shit myself pants. I keep tucked in my locker in case I, shit myself. And they're not even flattering, so you can call it my shitty shit pants. Feeling faint on the verge of throwing up the delicious pastrami sandwich down for lunch. The secret extra mayo. Whoever thought I'd be the hero? After all, I'm just a rotund little fella. Here's an apple crumble cheesecake recipe and off-topic massive heartburn for my name. In my spare time, or what I call my bowling days. I walk slowly over the cracks in the pavement, leaving voice memos from my birthing group about the yellow-crowned nightmare that I saw the other day. Big day for us Heritage fans!
Yeah!
corner who's always bothering customers with his disappearing coin act. I'm telling him, hey, don't you think pretending to lose money is a little bad for a bank? But he keeps doing it. Because he's young and doesn't respect authority. Like me. That one conservative lady with her head in her purse and her pulse on the problem. So many problems, that one. The people with gold cards flexing their polished fingers, dramatically drooling over our plans and finances, and oh my God, if I hear beautiful things, blast through this place one more time. I have taken this gun that they irresponsibly gave me, and a hole in the ceiling, and then myself. So loud. On these old years, it took me a minute to really hear the alarm. When they gave me the keys to this bank 24 years ago, back to the sleeves of my uniform draped off me like clothes curtains, I remember thinking that the guy before me must know really like his cheesecake recipe. With an old name tag super glued on that he never bothered replacing, leading me to correct people for a few months until finally I decided it was easier to be John than it was to be me. I thought to myself, hey, still be Stroopy! So Brenda found me in the night during that first week, when I turned off the bright overheads that spotlighted the old machines with the crisp dollar bills I was chosen to protect. When I tapped the glass, facing the outstretched city and dirty sidewalks with black smudges padding along the sewer grates, and through the view, I felt the last drops of light cloak themselves till sunrise. I knew then that something happened. And no gust of wind was strong enough to break me. I was going to stay even if it killed me. So I did. Through all the traffic, and all the customers, and all the security tapes where nothing happened, and nothing changed, and everything was hunky-dory. Everything was good because I was more. I was going to be more. I was running towards something, toward myself, I thought. But 24 years chasing your own tail can make a man dizzy. Besides, this is no Nakatomi Plaza anyway. It's worse. At least in the plaza they had a little spirit, you know, a little intrigue and espionage, shattered a window or two, broke a bone, Aunt Gruber, anyone, yes. Gruber, I hardly know. Most importantly, sorry about that. Most importantly, they had a hero, a savior, somebody willing to die to protect people. Has that ever been me? I don't know. I don't think so. It was funny, you know? All these years too busy looking at sunsets to realize I had become one. This uniform didn't change my name, I did. And I was John, but certainly no one blamed. My own life, a memory that was never mine. So notice, keeping your back turned from the light doesn't save you from the burn. No, now I've got to show for my misery is 24 tatted calendars in charred skin. These hands, soft still, I guess, all things considered. Frail, sharp, like a box cutter. Little flame that isn't dead yet. Like the man that greets me every morning in the mirror, always happy to see me. Crazy. Maybe I can let myself be the softness, reaching gracefully into a soul that speaks and not one that simply settles for silence. Because I'm not just a Brooklyn boy who tells jokes that only the people with the worst sense of humor will laugh at. Or a man who raises himself whether he liked it or not, whether he knew it or not. I'm not John McClane at all. My name is Wolf Phyllis, leader of the New York City Burning Society and the heart of this bank. I will demand a new name tag so that everyone can finally say, Woos, it's nice to meet you. What an ordinary and well-behaved name. You know, the normal dialogue. I'm dancing on the cracks in the street, looking for rare sedge wrens soaring in the sky. But, you know, when the day is done, any pigeon makes me smile. So, I never thought I'd be a hero. For most people, getting robbed would be the worst day of their lives. But I think, well, this may just be the start of mine.
I'm in. Wow, this thing has really shit defenses. That took like 15 minutes. Genius. Nah, that's probably just the thing. But I really couldn't do it at all without my lucky purple vest. The one I got on our first shopping trip together after I joined the team. I remember the first time I put it on. It was nice to find something that fit. Tightly wrapped around me as if fate left it hanging there for me on that clearance rack for $5.55, which is an angel number, by the way. So it was like literally fine. Now it's been a couple of years, and I honestly don't know who I am without this stupid purple vest. I feel like I've lost my entire identity since putting it on. I just don't feel right when I'm not wearing it, when I'm alone and naked without it, exposed and shivering with nowhere to hide, no lucky cloth to protect me. It's like there's no reminder of who I am. And it's weird now because I used to be so comfortable on my own. I was so used to it anyway, being an only child with parents who worked 9 to 9, not 9 to 5. I would be the only one in the house after school, and it was fun. I could do whatever I wanted, eat as many snacks as I hungered, and play as long as I could stay awake for. I used to play this game where I could see how long I could go without talking and saying anything out loud. It was really easy when there's nobody else to talk to anyway. And when I was really little, it was all exciting. Every day when I opened the door to an empty house, I suddenly wasn't a kid anymore. I became an explorer on a quest, navigating the world on dangerous missions against spies, ninjas, and cowboys. Every day was a new adventure. And I got older. My adventures paled. And I realized that it's fun to have everything to yourself until you get bored of yourself. Then you start to wish you had someone to share it with. When you can close your eyes and you can map out your entire bedroom by heart, you start to wish you could see someone else's room, play with someone else's toys, and switch to the game of seeing how long you can hold a conversation with a new friend. That's why I got into computers. I played video games to make friends with people online, like Club Penguin, Moshi Monsters, Minecraft, Ruby Subplanet, Pop
Moshi Monsters.
And yes, I did have a Roblox phase, but a couple pedophiles tried to dox me once when I was 12, and I never went back. I got to coding and, well, you know, eventually hacking, and that's how I got my family. Then I put on this vest, and I never looked back. But sometimes I find myself alone in my room after one of our heists, and I feel like that kid again. And I don't know, I guess I just feel kind of cold. So I put on my vest to feel warm again. I just have trouble taking it off sometimes. Okay, I have trouble being alone sometimes. But when we get this money and we split it, just the two of us, then I'll buy us a house by the sea where it's always warm, always full of life, full of people, and I'll never have to be alone again. Ooh, maybe we'll get a dog too. Do you see they make these vests for dogs? I'm sure I can find them on Etsy. Shit, fire! I didn't know there were so many straight people at our shows.
Void, bank robbery, character response, see out, teamwork, see in. If response is yes, see out, fuck this. And return. We're never going to be friends. I told you that, but of course you didn't listen. When they offered you their dirty hands and a fourth of a cut when you could have had it all. I would have given you everything because I know you. Because you're selfish, and so am I. I'm used to this game that we play. Your new companions, the way you light up at the attention of someone new while holding my hand. I know what we're doing. I know what to do, how to get you back when you think about leaving, when I'm worried that you already have. I'm your hyper-possessive pre-processor. I apply premeditated stress, just enough pressure so that you know that I'm with you. Do you know that I care? When I'm building vulnerabilities in your least favorite walls, crafting crack after tear, fucking dressing like you so that you don't have to feel worse for wear. When you think you're alone, I'm there. I haven't left. Even when you flare red against easy purples, snipping at the seams of our mutual threads while gawking at the cheap counts of these fucking thrifts. They don't care about you. They don't care about your language. How you go silent when you want people to hear. How you search for hands to read you so that you don't have to do it yourself. While these thieves try to dirty you with their hands, their lies, their cheap cuts, while I'm there, blowing the dust of what remains of the firewall that I put out for you. All for you. So stop straying. Stop veering off the path I made for you, for us. Because avoid getting this off my chest. Character response, see out. Are you thinking of me? See in response. If response is yes, see out right now. And line. Return. Yes, right now. As always, I'm warning them off. You know what we're doing. You should know how I get. You should know that you don't need friends when you have family. I'd never let you take the fall for something that I can get us both out of. So when I beg you to fall back, to type and play and stay silent, remember to cover your ears. Just know I'm bringing it for you.
Okay, now. The line goes dead. That's my stage name. I was an RA in college. RA of the year. There, I said it. As if you couldn't tell from my perpetually accusatory tone, the leathery wrinkles around my eyes seared into being from years of scanning rooms trying to make alcohol appear out of nowhere. It's in the anxiety with which I carry myself, my propensity towards waking up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat, dreaming a light knocking on the door, the way I've always held you at arm's length, an employee, worried about things like mandated reporting and getting rehired and how I can tell you I'm busy in body language, in place of assistant. When we were kids, you called me a tattletale for telling Mom when we stole cash from her wallet. But what was I supposed to do? Nobody is important enough for me to abandon my morals, the only thing I have in this complicated, difficult world. Not even you, brother of mine, even though my silence is your birthright, a miracle you've been cheated out of your whole life. And in high school, when I told Mom about your problem, you were enraged. But know that I bore your rage within myself, a reputable woman, hell-bent on upheaval but desperate for you to love me. All I ever did was try, but I talk too loud, and I always say the wrong things when I should just shut the fuck up. Your words, not mine. I am the thief of secrets, the worst type of thief, because I take your secrets and your dreams and prayers, and I tell the world absent-minded, pessimistic, and uninformed. I should have been a journalism major, but people don't trust themselves around me. I'm outcast. Principles clinging to my skin like rags, minds touting sugared idealism. You were my first victim. I chose math instead, and logic, so I could see through the false dichotomies and pick the truth. Sometimes it seems like nobody in this world cares but me. I'm alone here, and always in quarter darkness. I remember sitting on Mom's couch. It smelled like fall, not in a delightful honey, mahogany, and fresh dirt, high fruit sort of way, but in the scent of rotting leaves and maggots and hunting season, sinew and muscle melting from tendon and bone, lifeless buck as the men haul, still warm carcass through miles of dense undergrowth to a diesel truck bed that reeks of inefficiency. That's what it felt like that fall. When you looked at me and mistook me for a poet who you could tell everything to, and who wouldn't judge. You told me what it felt like to be drunk. It felt like falling out of mine and half-cooked eggs and sunshine through morning blinds. It felt like real life and everything else was shadow that you slunk through with your heads, dreaming the full picture, wishing you could live in the party forever. Your sister is no stranger to desperation. She sees it in numbers squished together like insects in the sums and deviations and divisions, craving the wholeness of infinity never realized. I am the perfect keeper of your sins. I should be, but I can't seem to keep my fucking mouth shut. My words, not yours. You were enraged, and I left and you left, and logic is built on the dichotomies and the excluded middle. You hate me or you don't. The law states that there is no secret third thing. I know that you hate me. So, I don't understand why you called. If I am the sister that you loathe, why did you call me and tell me what you were planning to do? Why did you tell me the truth after months and years like warning bells, warding you away from me, the natural consequence of simply knowing me? You must have known I would tell on you. You must have known the anxiety I would feel deep in the pit of my chest when you told me what you planned to do. Just a simple sentence and hung up. It brought me back to the years I stayed up at night, waiting for calls, except it was you this time, my brother. I feel shaking fingertips, speeding thumb that might be a heartbeat, the flesh of your newborn toes, the brown of your eyes, and how things were when we were kids. I'm sorry that I'm like this. I'm sorry that I always tell your secrets and that I'm stuck in the depths of anxiety for 80% of the year, and that I never call because of the fear bubbling up in my chest. Know that I love you. I'd give anything for you to trust me. I know you'll never trust me again, but know that I love you. I'm here to report a robbery.
Oh.
No, yeah, I got it, boss. Robbery situation, right? A robbery, hostage situation, same thing, yeah, no, I got it, no. Yes, first day of the job duties, that's all. We got this, easy. Lights are shining, the city, the stars, the blaring glare, reflecting off metallic safes of savings, glimmering off the barrel of the gun, glistening in the empty eyes, welling up with tears torn from trivial times. Hello, my name is Agent Oliver Seymour. I'm here to help. The line runs under the door through a window. Every opportunity seized to speak to the villainous, pain-bringing, thrill-seeking, terrible thieves trapped together within the walls of wish-crushing worries. I'm unarmed. I just want to talk. We can talk about this rationally, right? To communicate with the beast is a petrifying prospect. Shaky hands, shaky smiles, faux confidence on clear display. Anything for the sake of those trapped inside. Look, you don't want to do this. Things seem bad, I know, but they'll only get worse for you if you hurt those hostages. A gun, a mask, a door, a coin, figures looming out of sight, out of mind. A wordless storybook with ink running down the pages. The narrator banging, clawing from within pages with crinkled edges. Protagonist, antagonist, side characters stop and stare. Lines blurred, grayscale shifts, pale to dim to pale again. The ripple warps my brain. I am confused and lost and alone. Look, I can only guess you need money. That's why you're doing this, right? And those hostages have money. I get it, but we don't need money, really, that's society. But this isn't the way. They speak, they yell, they scream, they cry, crocodile tears spilling over sad, helpless eyes, lips upturned into pouts, frowns prepackaged and prepared. The best actors are the most pathetic children the world will ever know. Look, you aren't bad people. You can still go out and do good things in the world. Help people, help yourselves. Those people in there, they don't deserve to die, even if they're rich. They're assholes. And if you don't, killing isn't the answer here. When you decide to dance with darkness, shades ensnare you into waltz, but the light shines that much brighter. Isn't that what we've all been taught? Then why is my formula failing and fraying at the edges? The night reveals stars, shiny pinpricks far above, and that brilliant, radiant light casts shadows long and looming. If I stand in these shadows to stare at the stars, what really provides the glow? Wait, you don't want this, I promise. You can make better choices, become better people, just don't.
Oh no.
Damn it. My eyes blur over, dust, tears, regret. I cannot save any souls tonight. The noise echoes, ricochets off my brain, my hand releases the trigger. Defeated, deflated, deflected reflection. Does it even matter what I think? What can I do to change the outcome? Maybe my voice never was loud enough to stop what was happening. The shades of gray are so dark white and light black after all. My eyes matter not. I am no better than everything. Cloaked in black, not shades of gray. so I shall sit. And watchful is always the way of the world.
I didn't know these things had safety on them. Oh my god, look, okay. Don't panic, alright? I know Mad Dog's but like we can make this work. Literally, he's behind you, don't worry.
You do realize when I said to bring a pair of sunglasses, that certainly wasn't the kind I was referring to.
Bro, how expensive these are. These are products, man. Tell you what. Once we ditch those two nerds over there and take the money, just the two of us, I'll get a better pair. Trust me, you won't have to be mad about it.
Dear Lord, I really need to stop partnering with college philosophy majors. This whole little shit living off of daddy's money gonna get us killed, I swear to God. 3 kids, 3 college savings accounts, 1 mortgage, 1 marriage already on the brink. This is not a game for me. I need this money. I'm before it, blood turned bitter by my greed, grit throbbing in my temples, non-stop coursing through my veins. Sheila needs to be the gas this money. Every 40 years, 40 long, miserable years, and still broke beyond belief. From greedy kids with grubby hands that grasp ahead, hopes and dreams, grab at pensions, passions, pastimes, till you're bursting at the seams, till you wake up from your Dizzying sleep, just to find you're not 19 anymore. No, you're 63.
What would you do if you won the lottery tonight? You start with your family, your friends, your bills, then all the causes you care about. How much of that gold can slip between your fingers before it wastes your blood, drains you out like death, and you snatch it back. You staunch the wound. You tell yourself you can't just survive, but live. Live more. Live more for yourself, no matter how much must fall behind you. You know, thought about that. Thought about it a lot. Honestly, I get the new iPhone 15 or something. It's pretty sick. It's like green and shit, and I can film 3 of my bros at the same time with 3 cameras on top. I'm epic. Then you know what? Maybe I'd write my advice and get me out of those dumbass philosophy classes that make me like think all the time. Because thinking's not like fun. It's like, hey, why get all drunk when you can get drunk? You know? Real talk for a second. If I got this bag today, I could like actually make my girlfriend's dreams come true. It means the world to me. Because if I got this money, I could also get her an iPhone 15. The one that's all blue and shit. And bro, guess what? We can film us 4 buddies, my sister, and the getaway driver with 6 cameras at the same time while we shoving beer together in the video. It'll be so sick.
You're not 19 anymore. You're 63. Still not retired. Still can't afford an iPhone that seemed much less than 15. And god damn it, you knew you should have hunkered down in college. Should have gotten out funk instead of getting drunk. Maybe then you'd have more wasted years. Content instead of full of regret from all the decades of decay. When you really create your master plan, your great escape. Because why save, why scrounge, why thrift, why clip your coupons when it always ends in vain? When you're pinching every penny till you're circling the drain. Just look up from your meager means and realize your rainy day fund is not as disposable incomes. A surplus they're intent on simply squandering away. No one of you had even a fraction of what they had. You never wasted, never take your luck for granted, no. Instead, you stashed it all. Every $100 bill, neatly and lovingly stacked. You'd save every cent you could and you'd leave. You'd never look back.
I know my fair share of struggle. Don't think I don't. Tripped on a rock yesterday. Made me think about like how shit's just hard sometimes, you know? And you know, yesterday, like my professor yelled at me, like she was all like, Zach, just because your dad's the president of the whole school and your sister won RA of the year doesn't mean you can 1 minute left in class every day. But you know,
You know, I'm sure my buddy Marty knows what I mean. Us and everybody go back 10 times. Believe me, been there, done that. But every day, I'm
They fired me today. 30 years of my life dedicated to this company and for what? Loyalty means nothing to these people. They don't care for our families. Now when theirs are already supported, tucked away in their ivory towers, perched on thrones of reinforced steel, will I'll remain. Nose to the grindstone, feet planted firmly on the ground. So far removed, I'll soon convince myself I might as well take a hammer to my head and watch my conscience drift away. Erase all memories that tether me to this godforsaken place. The slate wiped so clean that by the time the cops arrived, any fingerprints I'd have left behind would prove impossible to trace. DNA impossible to find. Identity abandoned so entirely, even I forget my former name, my former friends, family life, form a deep-seated shame, so they can dust all they want for fingerprints. I'll already be gone. So here I stood, here I stayed, lying deep in desperate weight. Mask clung so tightly to my sweaty skin, it molds to fit my face. As my mind drowsed with thoughts so swift, their buzz clank slam into each other, mounting overheat my brain. Wondering whether I'd be better off to simply slink away. To pick the lock and take the money, disappear into the velvet night. Draw the curtains on this bank, this house, this job, this death, my life.
I get weird vibes from Marty, dude. You know, now that I think about it, everyone's kind of like, I don't know, wait, what's it called again? You know that feeling when it's like 3 a.m. and you look, you don't want to be at the function anymore? Give me a second, I think of my philosophy class mentioned or something. Stress! Yeah, everyone's stressed out. I just remember that. You see what I did there? But I don't know, like, Liz is always fidgeting with the threads on her vest and staring at the screen weird when the page isn't it. And Naya's always got this look in their eyes like they're looking for something that won't appear even if they type hard enough. That dog's always over there squinting his hands and trying to figure out left and right, whispering rad dog, rad dog, rad dog. We're just staring at his wallet and those kids. Those kids, man. I almost like don't want to double cross everyone. Get them pizza or something, I don't know. And then maybe I'll invite my sister if she's not too upset or busy. I hope she doesn't think I'm too mad at her. But like, fuck man, after this, like first I gotta call my dad and make sure the press doesn't hear about any of this, because like his whole job will be gone and he'll be president of the school anymore. And after that, that's my French homework, man. People need that. She's actually making me do the homework like a loser. I've been treated like this before. I've never had to do the homework before. And she won't let me figure out how to submit something on Blackboard. It's the same for you as everybody else. I don't care. You gotta figure it out. I'm like, I don't know how to do this, man. Marty, can you believe how hard my life is? I'm really struggling, man. I just want to like do something fun. Want to like branch out of the comfort zone, like get my shit together with people around me. But like my homework, man, and I can't even bribe my professor this time. I just have so much fucking homework, man.
It wasn't a gunshot. It was the hand.
Well, that was Poetry FET, September 2025. Thank you for watching.